You guys know I can't help myself. I try so hard not to do videos like this, but I just can't help myself. With that being said, why is the government so against the WLP? Now I'm sure you guys are wondering,
what? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
but I will enlighten you in a second here. But before I do that, real quickly, oh my goodness, I am a huge fan of AEV. Like, I really am. If I had enough money, I would buy one of these trucks. I just can't afford this type of depreciation. This truck is absolutely fire. Oh my goodness. 40-inch tires, big boy Bilstein suspension, 8100 series. Oh my goodness. But okay, back to what we're talking about. What is the WLP that the government's so against? Both of these trucks have a diesel. Ram has the Cummins, GM has their Duramax. If you want to get one of these trucks, each one's going to have a ton of heavy stuff on them that we don't really need, but we need them because they say we do. So right here, you guys can see this right here. This is a part of the emissions, okay? And the cooler should be in there somewhere right there. Here's Rams, starting there, all the way on this side, right here. That's your EGR, exhaust gas recirculation. Now back over to the GMC. If you climb under the truck, you guys will see the exhaust system. Well, you kind of can see it, I guess. Okay, so here's one. And the other one is back there. And then on the Ram, you can actually see a little bit better on this truck. So you have DPF, SCR, and of course your tank right there known as your DEF tank. So what is WLP? WLP is Project Weight Loss Program. Weight loss program is basically removing these things to help the environment. That's what it is, weight loss program. See, we are not allowed to use the word delete. That's a really bad word. So we're gonna use WLP, which stands for weight loss program. I saw an article pop up on my feed the other day. I'm gonna read it to you guys because I didn't believe it. And it's true. Let's check it out real quickly. So here's the article that I got, and I want you guys to pause. I'm not going to read the entire thing. I'm just going to read some of it so you have the context. So the owner of a North Carolina automotive parts company has pleaded guilty and agreed to pay $10 million in criminal fines and civil penalties for manufacturing, selling, and installing emission defeat devices on motor vehicles. On September 10th, Rudy's Performance Parts Inc. and its owner, Aaron Rudolph, were sentenced in federal court in Washington, D.C. Okay, so Rudy's to pay $2.4 million criminal fine and complete 3 years of organizational probation. And then so it just kind of talks about the owner here, and then here's another fine. Also, I want to read something that made me laugh. So it says here, those selling defeat devices are willing to pollute the environment so that they can personally profit. Love that. Sounds like a very stand-up person. And it says here the EPA and U.S. Justice Department announced the Clean Air Act settlement with Rudy's, which opened in 2008, a one-person operation, and now boasts a 72,000 square foot facility in Burlington, North Carolina. Talks about their website here, and it says here, for too many years, companies like Rudy's have installed illegal defeat devices to evade the public health protection of the Clean Air Act, to the detriment of communities across America. And something else I want to read that was pretty funny. So it talks about pretty much how much they've made. So you can kind of see why the EPA is going after them. They see someone with a little bit of money that they've made, and now they have an opportunity to sue and bring in money for Ukraine. Bring in money for the American people. So the civil lawsuit alleges that from at least 2014 through mid-2019, Rudy's manufactured and sold over 250,000 products designed to remove or disable EPA-mandated emissions controls. These products included hardware parts such as plates that block a vehicle's exhaust gas recirculation system and pipes that replace pollution treatment components in a vehicle's exhaust system, EPA said. Rudy's itself installed defeat devices on about 300 diesel trucks. I gotta read this one more time for you guys because it made me laugh when I read it the first time. It says here in quote, "Those selling defeat devices are willing to pollute the environment so that they can personally profit," said U.S. Attorney for District of Columbia Matthew Graves. "Anyone considering peddling or installing these devices is on notice of substantial costs of doing so." I have a problem with people like that because at the end of the day, you have a successful shop that was making money and the government saw an opportunity to take some of that money back. Now I understand that the EPA has enacted the Clean Air Act, and if you don't abide by our rules, then you are breaking the law. I get all that. But let me ask you guys a question. Breaking the law. Now, blue states are known for being soft on crime. I don't know why, because one of my friends who is a retired police officer, special shout out to you, brother. You know who you are, Jared. He told me when he was in New York, they would arrest somebody, put them in jail, and then the next day they were back out doing the exact same thing. So some of those people have committed crimes that actually probably kill people. What's worse? Something that we think might hurt people, or something that we can clearly see, like people actually being murdered? I'm just saying, if you take a criminal and put them back out in the street, odds are they haven't learned a lesson because you let them out of jail. And I'm pretty sure if I had the time to do some research and actually go back through and see all the people they just let back out on the streets, how many of those people probably kill people? Let's just say if there's 10,000 people that they let back out in the streets, let's just say 5% of those people committed a murder. I mean, listen, that's a big number, and that's just in one state probably. I'm pretty sure 10,000 is low, and that's just for probably a month maybe in some of these states. Okay, maybe this is not a good example. Let's talk about abortion, because abortion is probably going to really tug at some heartstrings here. Let's talk about my body, my choice. Here's my new movement, my truck, my choice. If I decide I want to add larger wheels and tires, off-road bumpers, big old mud flaps, and go ahead and do that weight loss program, why should anyone stop me? Remember, the EPA is all about saving lives, saving American lives, right? So how many people are for abortion? See, my humble opinion as a Christian, I am totally against abortion. I think a lot of people who do it are just selfish narcissists. And there are a few people who have some uncomfortable circumstances happen, and I understand that. But majority rules. Majority rules. And now I'm going to get out of this deep water because I know I'm in some deep water right now. So I'm going to back out slowly because, you know, unfortunately people are very sensitive these days. But what am I saying? What I'm saying here is I don't agree with the fact that if I buy a $90,000 truck, if I decide I want my truck to breathe better, to get better fuel economy, to lose weight, I should be able to have that right to do that. I don't understand why that should be breaking the law. Because again, the Chevron deference, that got overturned. So really, if you didn't watch my last video, the EPA was allowed to interpret the law the way they saw fit. That's what they were doing, and that's what they're really doing right here. Ever since that got overturned, I'm shocked that they're even still going after people. They just want money. See, the more money they get, they know they don't have to repay it. So they're just trying to take as much money as they can. See, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with these stupid things that they enact that never make sense. Again, you can say and feel the way you want to feel, but you have to admit, this does not make sense. Because not everyone even cares to delete their, or excuse me, not everyone cares to do the weight loss program. Excuse me, I gotta stop saying that word. But for some weird reason, we have people dictating what we want to do as Americans. It's funny how they're attacking what they perceive to be strong men. You know, because if you have an AR-15 or anything, you could potentially tick off Americans today. See, they want to take away guns from people. They want to keep you from buying these engines. And you might be like, well, how are they trying to keep you from buying these engines? I'll close with that. Let's talk about it. Stellantis is having a really tough time right now. They have a lot of inventory. As a matter of fact, they have the most slow-selling cars in the market currently. Now, for 2025, they refreshed the Ram 1500, which was an absolute hit back in 2018, 2019. But for 2025, they decided to add an inline 6 twin-turbo engine, replacing the V8s forever. And do you guys see this right here? This is the worst selling car in the market today. Dodge Hornet. Now, just 4 years ago, what did people buy from Dodge all the time? Real quickly, I'm gonna show you some B-roll. I mean, this is what people were buying, guys. They were buying Dodge Chargers and Challengers, Mopar or no car, right? Hemis, V8s, burning gas, doing burnouts. Well, I thought that Stellantis knew their client base. Apparently they don't, because people who bought Ram 1500s, they definitely wanted the V8. And Dodge guys, I highly doubt they want to be pulling up in something like this. Like, who are they selling their cars to? Do they know their clientele? But see, they don't have a choice. The government made their choice, because this is the problem I have with all this crap. In order for them to continue to sell trucks, they have to get credit. See, Tavares, which is the CEO for Stellantis, was buying credits from Elon Musk. So, in the grand scheme of things, as you guys know, Chrysler doesn't have any EVs, so they don't get any credits. Now, that's a plug-in hybrid, you know, and I think that would be considered an EV, so they may get some credits for those. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure how it works. I don't really care. But at the end of the day, Stellantis doesn't have enough credits to build what they want. And that's why cars like that went away. And they're coming back electrified, and I can't wait to see that dumpster fire. I mean, come on, guys. Like, if you think that this is the world you want to live in, I feel sorry for you. I don't want to live in this world. This world to me is silly, because we are not able to buy the cars we want unless we do as they say. That seems like a dictatorship without the dictatorship right now. I'm just saying. I am done talking though, because I feel as though I've said too much, and I'm not a controversial person in my opinion. I don't think I am. I mean, I just think I speak truth. This is my truth. I don't believe that someone should make people pay fines to do modifications to the cars, because what about the tax money that they make on all those sales? See, at the end of the day, it's all about control. And I've never been more alive to see what's really happening until these things happen. This is why I vote red. And you don't have to agree with me. I'm not trying to like get a lot of attaboys in the comment section. I could care less about that. This is what I believe. It's not about making people happy. It's about doing what is right. And if we want to have a country that is free, then we should be able to do small things like deleting, or I keep saying that word, but weight loss program. We should be able to do weight loss programs. See, I have to be careful what I say on my video, because potentially YouTube could even cite me for misinformation or something. Like, I mean, it's happened before to people who are known to be Republican. So that's all I got, guys. I'm done talking. I feel as though the comment section should speak now, because I want to read your comments. I think that I'm right. I know that I'm right. I know that if they really cared, I'm talking about people in the government, if they really cared about the environment, they would make the steps first. But they don't. They don't do it. They're a bunch of hypocrites walking around telling everybody what to do, but they're not willing to do the stuff that they ask us to do. And that's why I'm always going to be a rebel, because until you show me that you're going to do the hard things, and I'm going to add some things that you need to do too. I want you to really go above and beyond. I'm an above and beyond kind of person. If you want me to follow you, you're going to have to really be a good leader, because good leaders do things that they don't want to do. So I hope this video was helpful. I am going to be doing a video, as I said earlier, about the credits. My friend went to a meeting and he sent me something that made me laugh. And I hope it makes you guys laugh. See you guys soon.
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently.